Most people manually track their stocks in spreadsheets. Takes forever. What if I told you Claude Code builds portfolio tracker in 90 seconds? Watch this. Claude Code is different from regular Claude. When you paste a prompt, it doesn't just analyze, it builds working code. Today I'm building portfolio tracker as a sample. It takes about 2 minutes to run because it's pulling a real data and executing code. Let me show you the prompt I'm using. While we're waiting for data to complete, let me share with you the prompt I placed in Claude Code. Write a Python code for my personal stock portfolio tracker. I have 10 shares of Tesla at $408 purchase price, 5 shares of Apple at $301 purchase price, and 8 shares of Nvidia at $205 purchase price. Calculate current value based on Nvidia's price, gain losses for each stock, and total portfolio value displayed in simple colorful table. Claude Code is now building the portfolio tracker. It's pulling live market data from APS, calculating your average purchase price against the current market price, working out your gains and losses in dollars, and calculating your percentage return. Then it formats everything into a clean table with color coding so you can instantly see which stocks are winning and which are losing. Finally, it compiles all your portfolio metrics, calculates your total portfolio value. And there you have it, your complete AI-powered portfolio tracker. Most people buy stocks because they heard names. Smart investors buy stocks because the numbers make sense. Watch Claude screen the entire semiconductor sector in 90 seconds, filtering for companies with a strong growth, healthy margins, and reasonable valuation. This is institutional grade stocks picking automated. Here's what Claude is doing right now. It's pulling a real market data on the top 20 semiconductor stocks. For each one, it's calculating the PE ratio, that price divided by earnings. Lower is better. It's measuring revenue growth year over year. That shows if the company actually expanding. It's checking gross margin, how much profit they make on every dollar of sales. Higher margins means better quality. Now it's running the calculations, it's filtering out anything with PE over 30. That expensive, it's excluding slow growers. It's keeping only companies with margin above 40%, that's institutional grade quality. What should rank them by value? This is what hedge funds and institutional investors do before they deploy capital. You're watching an automated stock screener that would cost $1,000 if you bought from a financial platform. Claude just built it in 90 seconds. That ranked table at the bottom. Those are the stocks worth looking at. That's how you find real value in the market. No guesswork, no FOMO, just data, just numbers, just stocks that make financial sense. This is how you build a real wealth. Subscribe for more Claude Code financial tools. So now we know where our money is concentrated by sector, but there is a real question, is that where we want it? Let me show you how to set up automatic rebalancing alerts. So Claude tells you when a stock drifts too far from your target allocation. Now let's see where your money actually concentrated. Watch this. Here's what I just asked Claude. Write Python code for the stock portfolio sector breakdown. I have 10 shares of Nvidia at $205, 5 shares of Apple at $307, and 10 shares of Broadcom at $385. Calculate what sector each stock belongs to, sum up the total value in each sector, and create a pie chart showing the percentages breakdown by the sector. And there is where most people get portfolio blindness. You think you're diversified because you own 3 stocks, but watch what happens when we break this down by sector. Claude Code pulling the real market data for each holding, calculating what percentage of your total portfolio value sites in semiconductors, what in consumer electronics, what is in infrastructure. This is actually critical information because if a sector gets hit, you need to know how exposed you really are. See that pie chart forming? That's your concentration risk. Visualize this is a kind of analysis institutional investors do before they allocate a single dollar. Now you can do it in about 90 seconds. Ever wonder if your investments are drifting off track? Let me show you how Claude Code tracks your portfolio allocation drift before it affects your investment strategy. And now here where it gets practical. I set a target allocation for my portfolio, 40% semiconductors, 30% consumer tech, and 30% infrastructure. Let me show you how Claude automatically flags when I drift out of balance. Why does allocation drift matter? Let's take a simple example. Imagine you target a 30% semiconductors, 30% consumer technology, and 30% infrastructure. 6 months later, semiconductor stock have railed strongly. Without buying a single extra share, they could now represent 40% or even 45% of your portfolio, right? That means you taking much more risk than you originally planned. Professional fund managers review their portfolio regularly to make sure they stay aligned with the investment strategy. Most individuals, investors never check. That's exactly why I built this tool. It does the calculation automatically, highlights where your portfolio has drifted, and shows you exactly what needs your attention. And here's what's happening. Claude Code is calculating your actual allocation right now based on today's prices. It's comparing that against your target. Then it's building a table that shows you the gap. See, most investors don't know if they actually balance or not. They think they are, but they don't never check. This is what an institution do every quarter. Now you can do it less than 2 minutes. It flags positions that are out of balance by more than 5%. That's your signal to balance. Buy the underweight, trim the overweight. That's how you stay disciplined. And that's it. In this series, we've built 4 practical AI investment tools with Claude Code. Track your portfolio, find buying opportunities, know when it's time to rebalance, monitor when allocation drifts. If you enjoyed this series, subscribe now. Every Sunday, we'll build another real AI investment tool with Claude Code. From idea to working application, I'll see you in the next one.